I guess we're back with Duncan, so we're just working on, and this is where the pager, Ricky, I'm making this video for you because this is what you're not going to be able to do with the stimulus, and because of the fluidity issue, you could not do that much pushing with stimulus. And if you told me, and you wouldn't say that, but you know that there's all these people with that level of skill, I'd say the people with that level of skill wouldn't do that. If Mike Lardy is using a lot of continuous and stuff, which those guys are because they're dealing with the drive equivalent of a Malinois is what's going on. So if they're using a lot of continuous, I can tell you where it's happening. Either far away, I would say for the most part far away. Isn't that close by? All right, so he's already kind of jockeying around. But what I'm trying to be is help him understand with my body language. So I've got to have every which way I can go with my body language. I've got to be able to go sideways, forward, this way, that way. And more importantly, I've got to be able to go up. So that's what I need to do right now. Heel. I've got to be able to lift him up. Good. Good. Oh, you precious dog. You precious. So this is going to be the perfect. And so he's defaulting to the down. We haven't done it with him for months. Because since I started doing the trained retrieve, I didn't do the down at all, but it only took him one day to remember. And what I've actually done now is inadvertently, I now kind of can get a resit. Duncan, yay, yay. So my resit is generally, and I'm not going to ask him to down. If he defaults to it, and you see what caused him to default to it, someone's just fascinated by him. Oh, someone loves him. But where I need to go from here is up. OMG. And if anything, I'm sort of pulling him that way. Yay! Yay! And I want to keep him interested. Good. Oh, he's double checking. He's fact checking that bulldog. Watch him. His eyes are going to dart to that bulldog to make sure that isn't. He's thinking, maybe if I scoot around, I'll get something. If I do my little dance. I'll dance, I'll dance. Good. All right, so what I just want to move him around, heel. I'm going to move him with my pager. Yay! 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 And that was almost good. And with my dogs, I have a tendency where they'll suck back. I always try to use that pull forward. Heel. Yay! Yay! I always add, it's sort of like the gymnast thing. I think I did take gymnastics for about a month until they saw I had no natural aptitude and I was encouraged to drop out. Summer's like, ego-crippling bastards. What did they do to you? She doesn't want any of that from me. Summer's my biggest fan. All right, so look, now I need to be able to go forward. Duncan, and past the obstacle we like to call the bulldog. All right, so we got very, very wide. So what I need to do, and this is back to his old, I better use a big hand signal, but I'm going to have to sweep him all the way over to here. So, Duncan, heel. Yay! Yay! I used every trick in the book. I used 6.5 months of ballet lessons when I was 6 years old to get that dog over there. You know, so I was implying movement this way. It's almost as a, you know, honestly, if there was Michael Carbonaro did this thing where he levitated off the ground. He was acting like he was his fitness trainer, and you know, he was making it like it was like this kind of Shaolin monk thing, and however he was doing it, he goes, and then you know, and the people were just like, you know, he was levitating. I want you guys to understand, if I just started levitating right now and floating backwards and saying heel, this dog would not say to itself, "What the?" It wouldn't. Do you think it would, Summer?
No.
Yeah. So what I've got is it's choking on the feet. But that's what I can now, and I'm always talking about the big circle. Well, it looks like.
Did he eat a rock?
No, that was just he just swallowed the treat hole.
You gotta chew your
when
food,
that happens,
Duncan.
You really just have no reaction.
Yeah.
All right, look, so he's fact-checking that bulldog. You weren't looking, but the camera was. All right, look, now he's kind of fact-checking, son. Duncan! Good. Heel. Yay. You have got to be able to rotate from here to be able to help him understand what you want. That's why I was able to park him in this group. Alright, so this is if this was the challenge, then I'm going to tell you, it is a challenge. It's going to be a challenge to get this dog, well, not anymore because he's not at that angle. And I'm going to just look for my angle. Look at that bulldog. I'm going to tell you right now, if that gate was to fly open, I can tell you we could kiss that bulldog goodbye. Duncan? Alright, so here, what I'm doing, Duncan, I pulled the dog up from behind me. Precious angel. And I don't want to get him dancing around too much. And if a trainer was to fault me and say she dances him around too much, I dance him around. I set it to music. This is what I do. Good. So he defaults to the down. Good. Good. So if I want to resit him, I'm doing it. I could either say heel, I could say his name, or I could say sit. I want to say to myself, what is going to get the best result of those three? I'm going to just blurt out sit. I can imply movement with my body. That's what I want you guys to say. I can imply movement. I mean, you don't want to dance around and do weird, erratic movements. There isn't a good trainer on earth that would disagree with the statement, the handler should never act erratically. I'm just going to imply movement, and I'm doing my pager concurrent. Duncan. If I've exaggerated, and that's what the heightened reality, if I have exaggerated my body movements, down, you precious angel, heel, Duncan, yay. So, the little dog defaulted to the behavior. Anyway, we're just going to do a couple of slow-mos and we got to go, you guys.